It's been a long day. I can't believe it. We made it all the way to the finals of the Spanish Legacy National Championships, which I guess I already said because I call it Spanish, so it's the
Yeah, dude.
national champion. It's the Spanish International Championship. No, my name is Julian
Hell yeah.
Knapp. I am here with Kai Savatari.
What's up, fellas?
Beautiful Naron, also one of our sponsors, Ultimate Guard, making the entire Impact Returns weekend possible. We couldn't thank them enough, and especially for this tournament, MTG Playmats, they helped us out so much bringing this on. We made it. 6 rounds of Swiss, quarterfinals, semifinals, 2 decks still standing.
Oh, yeah.
And if we had polled everybody in the house, which matchup do you expect in the finals? They would have all been wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They would be like
Oh, yeah.
Scan, Mirror, like
100%.
whatever, Eldrazi, what have you. It's like, no. It's Death and Taxes and Lands.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, let's see.
Non-blue magic. Non-blue magic.
Let's call it a legacy classic, actually. Honestly, against Lands, that's such a legacy classic. I would, like, sometimes in the past make the mistake of thinking that Lands just, like, at least in the first game, runs all over Death and Taxes, but I don't think that's actually the case, so we might actually see some good... I'm not sure if it's honest magic, but we might see some good magic.
Oh, yeah. This is like a lot of, like, a grind fest probably between Death and Taxes and Lands. Like the whole day, we haven't seen many blue decks in general, I feel. Like, we have seen a lot of Mystic Forge combo. We saw the Cloud Post decks in action, We saw, like, the Death and Taxes in both the quarter and the semifinals. Not a lot of combo, to be honest, besides the Mystic Forge combo. So I'm really surprised to see this finals. I'm also really happy because, like, both Death and Taxes and Lands, those decks have been around in Legacy for holy smokes, how many years?
So Lands has such a long history. It depends on how far you want to go back. Like, people used to do, like, in 2006, like, Mana Bond and drop, like, 4 treetop villages.
Oh,
into, like,
yeah.
that's, like, the origin of Lands in Legacy, at least. That's, like, goes really far back, and then, like, so many iterations. Death and Taxes starts around 2000, like, even earlier than 2010, even earlier than 2011. That's just, like, when it got, like, its kind of big breakout, and people knew about it. But it even was a thing before 2010, and even before that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I want to put it like in 2010.
I feel like Death and Taxes is like really like the Thomas Ennevolson deck from like 2013.
GP Strasbourg, right?
Strasbourg. He won a GP.
He took like 2 Emrakul swings to the face and was like, "That's it. Okay, come at me again."
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so Jonatan Caballero on the left side here, classic land start, dude. I just love looking at the stack we had on the stream earlier. This looks just amazing. And we get out the Exploration, probably the best opening you can have for the deck, except for a couple of, like, really absurd ones. And on the other side of the board, Iban, still a fan of colorless planes, running out the old Mother of Runes there.
Yeah, Mother of Runes, like, it has to have a lot of text versus most matchup. In this matchup in particular, I don't know how good she is. Like, I think Jonatan has a couple of Swords of Plowshares in his decks, so there is a little bit of use for Mother of Runes, but generally speaking, this is not the start you want to have. I think Aether Vial is probably like your prime turn 1 play, especially against like a Rishadenport, Wasteland, Ghost Quarter type of deck.
Okay, here's a trivia question for everybody out there. Chat, you can play along with us too. How many living beings are there in the artwork of Mother of Runes?
Oh, I just thought one? No?
You think the mother, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the wrong answer.
Oh, okay.
There's more than Mother of Runes. Chat, help us out. Chat is going to figure this out at some point, and then I will enlighten Kai by showing him a close-up of the artwork, because there's more than one living being in the artwork of Mother of Runes, and nobody sees it, even though it's actually, like, quite there.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, going back to what's going on Caballero's side here, we are dropping a couple more lands. We're dropping out the Maze of it preemptively, I guess. We got our Soul Guide Lantern, which is not going to be a big thing in the matchup, but, like, we are fully establishing ourselves, right? We got the Life from the Loam in the graveyard. This is like, Jonatan, this is like when you're at Friday at work and it's like the afternoon and you just chill. You're like, you know what? Everything is working. Let's just, like, run it out there. Let's see what's coming. Otherwise, I'm gonna be headed for the weekend, or in this case, the Spanish Legacy Championships. Mother of Runes, not Mother of Goons. Anyway, Kai, I'm gonna show you. This is the artwork. You ever notice this thing in the bottom left?
Oh, that's cute.
There's like a scribe or something,
Yeah.
like writing something down, and Mother of Runes is like, she's actually dying inside,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
She's
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
her. Oh
She,
my god.
yeah.
Look, Mother of Runes looks like she's like reviewing her life, and she's like, I'm not impressed with what I've
Nope.
done. She's headed for like a quarter midlife crisis, something like that. Still waiting on Jonatan over there.
Okay, getting like the good old cycle.
The cycle on the Soulguide lantern, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Like
it.
you could keep it around to make future constructs bigger, but I don't think that's what he wants to be doing.
It's actually kind of cool. Like he used it to dredge the life from the loam. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got an ancient tomb in there. Not really that important right now. Okay, and that must be Stoneforge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, or
Like yeah, Stoneforge is like Stoneforge is a start. I'm curious of what Ivan's gonna get here. Cauldron Complete looks a little embarrassing against the Maze
against
of
Maze.
Ith. Maybe he gets the Lion Sash, that can mess around with the graveyard a little bit. Oh, and that's exactly what he does. Like that a lot, because Life from the Loam is the engine, for Jonatan. So
He needs to basically survive. This turn basically needs to make it so that Jonatan doesn't do anything crazy on his turn, so he can untap and start using the Lion Stash. But I think there might be a good chance that Jonatan just goes crazy here. But you remember those times when lands actually played cycle lands, Tranquil Thicket?
oh yeah,
And it was so hard to time your graveyard removal on the loam because they could always have the Tranquil Thicket up to like cycle the loam back into their hand. You'd be like, missed my chance. They don't do that anymore, but I like that. I like that quite a bit. Those tiny games there. Now we're a little bit more brutal. Straight up Life from the Loam for a fetch land and straight into play, Ancient Tomb, there it goes. Jonatan's still sitting on that wasteland, of course, not really doing anything in the face of flagstones and basic plains. And now Iban has enough mana to just like run up line stash and remove the. Is he gonna like straight up gonna remove the loam? Oh, interest. Oh, attack. Send it back. I tried. Loving it. And we're gonna straight up remove the loam.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
That's probably gonna be like we already have one of the Scrylands in play. I don't know if it's gonna be another one. Nope, just want that basic plains. Makes a lot of sense against Death and Taxes. This is like the calm before the storm, right? This far, both players have been rather neutralizing each other. Like Jonatan has put himself in a pretty good position, but now he lost his one business card. Let's see what else he can draw from the top there. Maybe he already has something else going. Thespian Stage. And
Wasteland.
Wasteland, okay. I guess we copy something straight away. We copy a Wasteland. Nah. Oh, I guess we did copy a Wasteland. Okay, I can see it. We probably don't need the second maze anytime soon. Yeah. So what's that gonna be? Looks like another plane. Like when I see something basically literally colorless, I assume it's gonna be a planes on Ivan's side. You think it's actually a proxy? Like, did he print planes? Just like on a colorless printer. Black and white. Yeah, these are my only proxies, basic lands.
Yeah, so like Ivan's gonna chip in for
a whole one
small amounts of damage.
Relentless assault of Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah. Philia's ready. But again, he can also like nuke Jonatan's entire graveyard if he so chooses.
There we go. It's kind of funny, right? How far ahead Jonatan felt in the opening, but then just couldn't really get anywhere. I was wondering whether you want to keep the Soulguide Lantern open so you can always like protect your Life from the Loam from this Lion Sash, but that's not really great, right? Because as soon as Ivan finds like untaps and has multiple activations, that doesn't work. So yeah, I think you just like cycle your Lantern there. Ghost Quarter. Already 2 basic lands in play, right? There's nothing you actively want to go for. I guess you would consider going for... I was going to say the Maze, but it's actually better to do it this way. Okay, we're going to get another copy of Maze. And then we're we're gonna take this out
Oh,
straight
wow.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet. Because this also takes away the danger of like randomly dying to the combo, right?
Yeah, like now I just think that the matchup is a little different than like we used to know it from like a couple of years ago. Like this Death and Taxes build is not some ordinary Death and Taxes build. It has so much land destruction in it that it makes this matchup really interesting, I think. Like the wastelands, we got the ghost quarters, we got the phantom orchard, I think. Um
The thing is, if Jonatan ends up losing this, I don't think he ends up losing this because of the land destruction.
uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, taking out the mace, like basically both copies of the mace, that helps him with like pumping some extra damage. But in the long run, like he just like doesn't have anything going on ever since he lost the loam, and that has always been somewhat of a problem for land stacks, right? Once you use your engine and you don't have anything going on, there's a lot of cards you just like straight up don't want to draw,
Mhm.
and you. It's kind of also like how innocent that Death and Taxes deck did of all of that. There was like no crazy blowout. It's just like, yeah, turn one Mother of Runes, turn one Stoneforge, turn 3, get the thing that I got from Stoneforge, turn 4, like my little doggy girl and everything. Just like so chill. Slow but chill. That's how you win sometimes. And we're gonna
Yeah.
Zone Rain every
And blow
single
him up.
attack.
Blow him up.
Like down to 9 life. That's already
Yeah.
like we already got 9 life, 9 points of power.
Oh wow, this was way faster than I thought. Devon Texas takes the first game. Really impressed. A lot of land destruction. Also like um, the line sesh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the big
that
one.
was, I think that was probably the defining play of this game. Like taking that life from the loam.
Yeah, like basically what you said, right? The had we gotten the Kaldra complete,
Mm-hmm.
that would be like the aggressive but also embarrassing play because like we can't get past the maze.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, Ivan chose the more patient, slowly grindy approach. And yeah, if Jonatan during that one turn where you untapped and could loam would have dredged something, right? That would have done something like I don't know, maybe even the entire combo or something.
Yeah.
Maybe then he goes away, or maybe he just finds, let's say. Even finding a second loam wouldn't really help him all that much because eventually, like, all his graveyard is going to be gone.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, he needed something. And as it goes, you don't always get something. You can't always get what you want.
You
can
don't.
try.
I'm really interested, like, in how both players sideboard. Like Jonatan plays Sphere of Resistance, and they might go because this matchup is already kind of like taxi on both sides.
But on the play, I don't hate Sphere of Resistance on the play.
Yeah. That's obvious. That's a great one-turn one play. Like, but what about the future top decks? What if Ivan has a bunch of Ghost Quarters and Wastelands?
But then that's fine, right? That's not fine because then Ivan is not doing anything at all, like completely nothing, because he's completely locked out as well.
Okay.
And you at least like Ghost Quarters, you get your basic lands and stuff.
Huh.
On the draw, I don't like them.
Okay.
On the play, I don't hate them. Like, if you get them turn 1 on the play, as you're supposed to, because that's why you play the one of Ancient Tomb.
Yeah.
And, like, Death on Texas is already, like, kind of sluggish sometimes, especially if it doesn't have While. And, like, if you set everything back by a turn, oh, yes. I just want to be brutal. Like, I want to, like, completely destroy my opponents, and part of that is, like, getting the best possible turn 1 play.
Yeah. Let's just hope that there is no Ether Vial on Even side, because if the Ether Vial is in play, then the Spheres looks kind of embarrassing.
Even then, they are good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because, like, what are you going to do? Like, turn 1, pass. Turn 2, either while, pass. Like, it's so slow.
Oh.
Whereas on the other side, like, you would think, like, Lance, like, just goes crazy on turn 2 and 3 because they can, like, because of they have acceleration, right? That's why they had the Sphere in the first place. Whether it's Mox Diamond or, like, Mox Diamond is even better because then you get the colored mana and everything. So, we will see. We will see. I totally agree. Like, on the draw, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It feels, like, really bad. On the play, I wanna be like I wanna give myself the best chance at all the good stuff.
Yeah. See, I'm just happy that I'm not an expert in Death and Taxes and lands. I usually play like different decks in Legacy, and I think you do as well.
I played a lot of lands actually.
Oh, have you? Oh
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played It was one of my most played decks at the time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, later on, of course, it became elves.
Okay.
But lands, but I mean, that's over 10 years ago.
But none of us have played Death and Taxes so far. Like I've certainly, and I
Not
probably
never
will
as
never.
my
Yeah.
never as my primary deck. Not even as my secondary
See,
deck.
like yeah, Thalia Guardian of Thraben. It is a Magic card. You gotta love it or you gotta hate it. It's one or the other. I don't think there's something in between. I'm one of those.
Haters.
You said it.
Yeah. The thing is, like, we've seen Death and Taxes twice on stream now, playing a couple of games. I think Thalia has only ever made text something once, which was the fatal push in the semifinals on her. And other than that, she never showed up. She never did anything. I think she was like cast once and then like completely like force of willed right away. Is this still like the Thalia deck? Like I'm not even sure if they play like Flicker Wisps anymore. The time of Flicker Wisp might actually be over.
Yeah, Philia seems like the much better Flicker Wisp. No, that's not even like it's different, right? Because it triggers on attack, but like flickering things is still a thing in Death and Taxes, but Flicker Wisp, I don't know.
And we actually see that new card that still hasn't made its way to Magic Online, Pre-War Formalware. That's the one in Ivan's hand that everybody wants in Magic Online, and we haven't gotten yet, I believe. It's one of those Fallout cards.
It's Fallout.
Isn't there also like this really, really big 2-mana guy that like removes a green creature that removes 10 counters from your Dark Depth? And,
Oh
grows a lot?
yeah.
That one's like Giant Sloth or something.
Yeah, we haven't seen that deck like at all.
So Primo Formalware, actually I looked it up again because you don't really see it a lot in Magic Online. It's an artifact and equipment. It costs 2 colorless and a white. When Pre-War Formalware enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield and attach Pre-War Formalware to it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Vigilance. And you can also just like straight up equip it for 3 later on. So here we go. Turn 1, Ancient Tomb into the Flute, Pokemon Flute. What are you going to name there? Is this
Ethervial?
Ethervial? Yeah. Like I almost. Oh, you got a second Ethervial, a second flute in hand. I almost wonder whether it's gonna be Wasteland. Turns out it's not.
I mean, dude, that's my boy. Even that's Evan does what he does.
When Ivan comes home,
Yeah,
like,
dude, like
you know,
he.
somebody's gonna be like, "What was it like?" And like they already have a Wasteland to the face.
Yeah.
Ivan
like
came here to chew
Wasteland-
bubblegum.
Wasteland Tribal.
And he's all out of bubblegum.
Ugh. Okay.
No, pretty good there. This feels like a repeat of the first game almost, except for there's no exploration this time. Oh, and we're going just go straight up, take it out, clean, very clean.
Get a little bit of information.
Oh, that's a terrible hand. This hand, I mean, not in the sense that Jonatan made a mistake in keeping it. Like if you have Loam, this is like a decent hand. But without Loam, oh, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, but like look at this hand. Like he has a second Disruptive Fluid, which makes Stoneforge Mystic really awkward, right? Like you play Stoneforge Mystic and then
call it a removal spell for the Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, but then what?
Kind of.
It's just like Ivan gets to do his game plan, and Jonatan is just like, yeah.
I'm really curious what he finds with this Stoneforge because
he already has pre-war Formalware. I would have otherwise guessed that he takes that because that's like a middle of the road thing that Jonatan doesn't want to name. But I could see him like taking Lion Stash, and then just like accepting that Jonatan's gonna name Lion Stash. But he could also like use the what's it called? The Might again? The Might to just get rid of the Haywire Might to get rid of the Lion Stash, so maybe that's not what you're gonna find. There's nothing great you can really find here. You're basically like setting it up in a way where you feel like maybe Jonatan is gonna like name something else, and then somehow through the game I'm gonna naturally draw Kaldra Complete and can still use the Stoneforge. But none of that actually looks amazing. But on the other hand, like you're okay with just like maybe even letting Stoneforge die if you have to. Like you don't really need to right now. Sitting on a lot of removal spells is Ivan that he doesn't really need right now. Yeah, this game, you're right, it can get awkward. Right now, I very much like it for Ivan. Just because, like, Jonatan has 0 cards that are, like, relevant to the game, really. Like, you can stop stuff that Ivan has, but you cannot like deploy like a proper strategy. You're completely like reliant on your top decks to find something, and I'm not even sure what that something would be. Like Jonatan doesn't know, but like going for the combo is not going to work. Like for so many reasons, all those sorts of plowshares in Ivan's hand. Maybe that's the one thing that can make Ivan struggle, is if he somehow doesn't really draw any more business and sits on all these removal spells while Jonatan builds like something. I want to say if I'm Jonatan, the card I want to draw the most is maybe even Urza's Saga. Just because Urza's Saga is like, it doesn't commit you to a combo where you then feel like you get blown out. It's just like, it can require 2 cards out of Ivan's hand to come back. Yeah, okay, and so we do find Expedition Map, which, yeah, it's kind of rough, right? I was going to say, maybe we use it to complete the combo, which is tempting, right? But on the other hand, it just like feels so all in. Well, never mind. There goes one of my lands.
Oh, so it goes for the green mana. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I think I've seen a basic force in that deck, so that's gonna be a straight up like replacement.
Almost makes me wonder whether he has Ghost Quarter, but I mean, we already know he doesn't.
Okay, and we get to see the map being cracked.
Yeah, and we end up going for the Urza Saga. I like it a lot. I think that's actually the best play that you can go for there. You don't fully commit to the combo, especially since Ivan also like hasn't really done anything, even though I guess he used his mana fully on the second turn, so we can't really read too much into it. He also basically used his mana fully on the third turn thus far. And he's still going after the Thespian stage. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. It also works really well with the Urza Saga. Yavimaya, at least. What are you gonna name there? Now I'm curious. There's a word where you can name Wasteland now.
Oh,
but then again, the opponent already used 2 Wastelands. Maybe you even name Ghost Quarter, I don't know. Or Lion Stash. Actually, we know that Lion Stash is in hand. And there comes the pre-war Formalware. Oh, we get this one. The destruction!
This is devastating.
Ugh.
This is devastating.
Like every single turn, Jonatan gets set back to the Stone Age.
But this is so cool though, because like he let his creatures die with Jonatan's Tabernacle.
To get it back right away, right?
To get it back, yeah. So this is exactly what Ivan wants to be doing.
I'm using your powers against yours, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, so we pay for our creature. Phantom, right? Like, what's a Soul Guide? Not Soul Guide, something. Phantom. I mean, the pre-war format were also like the +2/+2 kind of matters, right? It basically increases the clock quite a bit. Meanwhile, Ivan's still sitting on like 3 removal spells in a while. Actually, 4 removal spells in a while. And a Lion Stash, which I would believe might have been named by the second Pokemon Flute. But let's see.
Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, so he found a crop rotation. This is always like a little bit of a scary card, you know. Different decks can't counter it. Like it always resolves.
You just get Saga. You just like, I would say you just keep spamming Sagas at this point. This is just like strategically, this is just the only thing that I think is reasonable. Because I would guess like Jonatan kind of gets the read that there's just like so many removal spells.
Like going for Dark Depth seems kind of risky, right? Like you all the loams are gone, so it's a little bit too much, like all in.
Okay, here comes the Soul Guide Lantern. Do we want to take something from my graveyard, Mister? Actually, you probably wanna take the Stoneforge, right? Because of the pre-war Formalware. I don't know where it actually. Has that one already been destroyed?
Probably because of the Tabernacle, possible.
Oh, that's an equipment though.
Oh, okay then.
There was something that I thought might destroy it. Anyway, okay. Just getting in for a bunch more damage. How big is the construct gonna be? It's gonna be a 4/4? I don't hate that, honestly. I mean, if Ivan has to start trading swords to plowshares for what's the life total? 70? That's still healthy. Yeah, he's taking out the construct. I mean, this is exactly. Oh yeah, the haywire might. Yeah, that. Thank you, chat. That's what I was wondering about, whether I would take it out. So, if Jonatan puts Ivan into a spot where Ivan has to start like trading his removal spells for whatever comes out of the Urza Sagas, and you want to straight away find another Urza Saga. So if you can find like an expedition map here, I think we already had one. So at this point, you're probably gonna find Spear if it's in the deck. There's not too much other stuff that I'd really want here, but if you don't have that, then you might end up with like, in worst case, like Mox Diamond. And if we find Mox Diamond here, Ivan is really gonna be really happy. And it might actually be a Mox Diamond, just so we can remove it from the deck. Is there anything else better than Mox Diamond? Come on. Is a Needle? Okay. I don't hate Needle. I'm not sure what I would name with it. Neither is Jonatan. Oh, there. Yeah, see, there's the spear. Yeah, the spear must be it. Oh, we pick Needle. Okay, every name is... Okay, Lion Stash, I see. I thought the Lion Stash might have been named by the second Pokemon Flute. But I mean, okay, makes sense. So we Needle the Lion Stash. We still don't know exactly what has been named for the second. Actually, we don't know what any of those have been naming. And Ivan slowly but surely being pushed into an awkward position. Like, right now, he still has removal. And especially if he gets to 5 mana, he can cast Solitude, which he would be really happy about. But now we just take out another land. Okay, Jonatan is fine with this.
Yeah. White Orchid Phantom doing a really good job. Like throughout the entire day, the card really impressed me. Like against Delver, but also in this matchup, especially after surgicling all the loams. It's a really nice 2-for-1 effect. You know, it also flies. You know, over constructs potentially. It can be blinked. There's like so much you can do with this creature. It's
I think we actually talked about it on the podcast, right? When it came out, that could be a thing. Like
yeah.
one of those maybe cards.
Yeah.
Like these days with Death in Texas, it's kind of funny. Death in Texas players are probably really happy that Yorion got printed because they have like this giant stash of cards they want to play in their deck. They're like, oh, thank you, Mr. Yorion. Like if Wizards printed another commander that says you have to play at least 500 cards, so Death in Texas would be like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Please pump it into my veins. Okay, there's a Wild that doesn't do anything. There's a Solitude that we can't cast yet, and there's a Skyclave. No, I keep calling it Skyclave Sovereign. What's it called?
Yeah, Skyclave Apparition.
Apparition, close enough. Yeah. That one can take out the construct if there's gonna be any future ones. But yeah, Jonatan's still on the plan. I just wanna play mono sagas. Wanna rip a saga from the top, wanna find another saga, and then I wanna copy it with Thespian Stage. Which honestly, like, if you get away with it, is actually a reasonable plan against somewhat... I can't call it a struggling Death in Texas, but like nothing really happens for Death in Texas right now. There's a Thalia that's not really too exciting. I mean, it adds to the beatdown, but it also makes it harder for you to like cast future stuff just because you have to still pay for the Tabernacle. I can't believe that after all of this removal, like we're still in a position where we don't really mind Tabernacle all that much. It's just like, yeah, we pay for it. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. And like even had a bunch of Wasteland effects already, but they didn't go for after the Tabernacle. They went for the actual mana producing lands or the Urza Sagas.
I wonder whether one of the flutes is actually naming Caracas. Just so Jonatan might have been in a spot where he's like, okay, before I name nothing, I might at least name Caracas for the token.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Also makes it a little bit harder for Ivan to protect some legendary creatures, like Philia and stuff.
And see, like, yeah, and
if he finds
like,
that.
Even paying a lot of respect to like an end of turn crop rotation for like a Dark Depths, you know, almost never taps out here. Okay, now actually he does.
Well, he's got Solitude, right?
Okay.
So he's got his ways.
Yeah, he got the answers.
He's just getting in there with a bunch of bears.
Yeah.
Bear attack. You read about those bear attacks like in Canada and the USA, like a lot.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, like if it's like a black bear, you can
Mhm.
actually try to fight it. But if it's like a grizzly bear, you're supposed to play that. I have no idea how big those bears are. I've never seen one.
I mean, tutus, right?
Tutus, yeah, easy, right? How bad can it be? That's why you fight back against the small ones. Easy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't they just print this commander who makes like all creatures bears? I think so, yeah.
I've seen that one.
Okay. So we have so we got the maze. We do have a Thespian stage, so that's potentially another Maze of Ith.
Dude, Jonatan is climbing back into this. I
And
almost feel
yeah,
like.
and also like Philia doesn't, like Philia is kind of mediocre if your opponent has a Caracas out.
Well, but if we actually ended up naming Caracas on one of those, then you know what I mean? You can't really use the Caracas if it has been actually named on the flute. So.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Okay, but we will see.
Yeah. Like what even
Oh,
really
okay.
wants to do here
By the way,
is,
one of those flutes is naming Wasteland because you just saw Jonatan trying to Wasteland Ivan's Caracas,
oh yeah, okay.
which made and then Ivan pointed at one of the flutes and he was like, oh, okay. So I believe the flutes are naming probably Wasteland, and then I think the needle is naming Lion Stash, and then the other one I don't know. I thought that the second flute might be naming Caracas, but if Jonatan was willing to Wasteland the Caracas, then I don't think that's what it is. Anyway. So now we're gonna take out the needle that's naming Lion Stash.
Mm-hmm.
So Lion Stash gets freed, and the most important thing about that is it can just grow. Like there's nothing in the graveyard you really care about anymore. It's just like Loam is gone. You just want to grow your creature here. Another Thespian stage. Dude, I love the old frame Thespian stage. Looks really good. Okay, another Solitude. Honestly. The Tabernacle is getting kind of annoying, but it's like still like Evan's game to lose. Like Evan's still crashing in for like 6 damage at least a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like slowly but steady.
Actually, not 6 because we got those 2 mazes. So all of a sudden it's just 2 damage a turn. Never mind. Okay. But you can still get there.
Yeah, look at this. We got a triple Maze of Ith.
The thing is,
It's
triple Maze of Ith
mazes.
only wins you games when you have something else going on. Otherwise, it just like delays the bleeding. Riftstone Portal, dude, I loved that when I played lands.
Yeah, not the land you typically see on the battlefield. It's usually the one you see in the graveyards more often.
Allows all of your lands to tap for green. Basically turns them into savannas, right? For green or white if it's in the graveyard. Right now, Ivan's just sitting there like, dude, we'll just like keep doing this. I'm gonna hit you for. It's like 2 drunken boxers trying to hit each other, but one of them is slightly less drunk.
Absolutely.
And like gets 1 hit every once in a while for like 2. But that's
A Field of Ruin, nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I think Ivan really hates lands. Holy smokes.
Going back to the roots of Death and Taxes. You know when Mangara and everything, like we used to take out lands like crazy. Okay, taking out the maze.
Okay, both players getting a basic here.
I think only one player is getting a basic here. So let's see. Like if Ivan can take this down, he's gonna become the Spanish national legacy champion. Following up on Manuel Villa last year, taking it down with Buck, Nickfit, Buck, Alurin, something like that. Sending 2 of those back, and I take 2 damage. You know, if I was Jonatan, you know what you want here? A Craw Worm. Just like anything big.
Yeah.
Bigger than everything Ivan has. Like Thorn Elemental.
Hornet Queen.
Hornet Queen. Completely.
Hornet Queen would warp this game.
It's funny you say Hornet Queen because I played Hornet Queen the sideboard of this deck like once or twice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, for exactly that kind of like mid-range random scenario.
I guess like everyone chat's gonna like,
like
Google Hornet Queen.
It's another maze from the top. Sure, okay. These are maze gamers. Are we playing 4 copies of? No, 2 of them are copied. Okay. I was like, it's been a long time since we played 4 copies of maze and lands. And Ivan used so much land destruction. He just like doesn't have anymore. I guess there's a wasteland that can't be used, but now he can start adding creatures to the battlefield at least. I wonder whether he's just like super scared So he wants to keep up as many removal spells as possible. Probably not, because he already has like 2 Solitudes, and that should be good enough. Yeah. That's literally just like another beatdown creature. I guess at this point you do get your Caldra complete. If it's still in the deck. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Almost. Chat is asking, how does lands win? Saga. It's like we already, like, this is not a kind of match that you win through the token, unless like even that plays horribly wrong, which I don't think is going to happen. You already used 2 sagas, you need 2 more sagas, and you need to get there with those 2 sagas. And I'm not sure you can actually do that. But, I mean, Jonatan is holding on. There's a chance. Also, maybe even just like sacrifices all of his creatures to Tabernacle, because he's like, I don't like them anymore. I want new toys.
Yeah.
I got shinier ones.
I think he also picked up a crop rotation, so that's a start.
Huh. He's checking out like how many sagas do I have left.
Like, how do I win?
Yeah, how do I win?
Yeah.
I like how chat is like, how does Lance win here? Like even Jonatan's like, actually, how do I win?
Yeah.
He will die to mill. Chat is predicting. I don't know about that.
He got the mazes, but that
Also, I'm not sure Ivan is actually playing Yorion. Wouldn't we have like at some point?
Oh yeah, we have yet
hand?
to see. Yeah, we have yet to see Yorion on screen.
Yeah, maybe he deployed it outside of the battlefield and showed it, but thus far. But it looked like an 80 card deck, right? When he was shuffling it up, maybe double sleeved. I don't know. We will see. The lists are gonna be on the Impact Returns Twitter page, all on the website, everywhere. So you will be able to check out all those lists and replay these matches by yourself if you so feel like. And yeah, we're just gonna tap 4 of our creatures. 3 of those are gonna untap, and then we take 2 damage, right? That's how it works. I've seen this a couple of times. That should send us back to 6 life or something. Yeah, we're gonna Skycliffe Apparition. Oh, yeah.
So we probably drop to what? To 6 life?
Oh, the Phantom, okay. No, Sky, okay. He's like, no, this one. I want to be touched by this one. I like this one better. It's like, okay, sure, take 2. This is the kind of game, by the way, on Magic Online where you would like time out so heavily at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Jonatan, cracking a fetch land, dropping to 5, scrying. Oh yeah, he could find Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares wouldn't be the worst. At least that, I mean, it's still not a winning thing, but it buys him more time. The problem is, if you do buy more time, what are you buying more time into?
Right.
Like, let's say you're like deep in debt, and then like, okay, you can pay your debt back like, I don't know, a couple of years later. It's like, yeah, but then you're still in debt. It's like, that's what Swords to Plowshares feels like. Unless you get something good going on for your Mox Diamond, not what you want. Is there any cute stuff where you Thespian stage something else? Not really, right? I'm just looking across the battlefield. Second Driftstone portal. Hey, here we go. No. You know what's funny? When you think about it, from this point on, these creatures might as well be just like some random limited creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Just like...
Oh, see, this is the first Flicker Wisp we see on screen.
The
bottom creature, yeah. Flickered out a Maze of Ith to push a little more damage.
Okay, and now Jonatan is like, you know what? Let's just try this.
Wow, yeah, there's an attempt for the Dark Depths combo. I don't hate it because Ivan is tapped out. Like there's no Swords to Plowshares. However, Solitude is still a thing.
The thing is, like, if Jonatan has more copies of Crop Rotation here and could get the Cheery Step, maybe, like, if you have enough to cover whatever Ivan can throw at you, maybe. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Jonatan got a lot of life, 20 points. So he bought himself probably a bunch of turns here.
Oh, we're gonna be sitting here for a long time.
Yeah.
Like what about like dinners?
Yeah,
I was told there would be some dinner at some point.
This is probably also like the longest game we've had so far today.
And this is just game 2.
Oh, this is just game 2.
Okay, we might be stuck here for... Oops, I almost killed my chair there. So let's see. Ivan has to go back all the way to 17 and try to get Jonatan down. We already saw how glacial his attack was, like take 2, but now he's got a couple of creatures and we have only 2 mazes. So now all of a sudden we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage a turn. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot quicker.
That is a 3-turn clock, yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, like sitting on a Souls of Plowshares, there is, I think, a Recruiter of the Guard as well. Solitude. Don't even know if he wants to cast like anything here.
No, I think at this point you want to play it safe. You want to sit on your Swords to Plowshares, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And if you do want to play it safe, I think you'd even rather, like, I mean, yeah, Wasteland has already been needled or fluted. That sounds so wrong, by the way. Gefluted. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna make... Oh, okay. Blast Zone. Is that gonna do something good for us? Like, you put it to 3, right? Even 3 isn't exciting. 2 isn't exciting either. Actually, 2 takes out the flutes, which you probably don't want. Oh, this is rough. Like, I guess you try to get it to 3 at some point.
Yeah, at least to deal with the apparition that gives back the...
And Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, the Flicker Wisp and the apparition, right? If you go for 3. And that blows up. That frees up the a 1/1's spirit.
Yeah, but none of that is really exciting, honestly. Like, we keep talking, like, we keep going back to, yeah, this does something for Jonatan, but it's not going to put him on a path to win the game, right? You're always, like, juggling 2 things. The one thing is, I need to eventually have a strategy that wins the game, and the other thing is I need to not die. And I feel like for 90% of the game, we've been doing the not dying thing.
Oh, yeah.
Except for, like, those 2 sagas that we were able to handle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, the entire game, it's been like, okay, so Lance trying to, like, how do I not lose the game? We definitely saw one Ursa saga. I hope there's another one, but if even can get rid of those sagas, like the remaining 1 or 2, then I don't think that Jonatan has any...
Oh, he found another surgical extraction. Like, if there's still a saga and you surgical saga, I'm not sure Jonatan can still win the game.
Yeah,
like,
he might be out of win conditions, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, here's some nothing, honestly. Like, just another exploration. Not even sure if you want to run that out. Like, if that would be so sweet. Just like, you win by forcing the opponent into a concession. Okay, we blow everything up here. Oh, we actually did it on 2. Oh, interesting. Hot. Did not expect that. Okay, no more flutes.
Take the 2.
Dude, I want the surgical so badly. Okay, and all of a sudden Wasteland has been freed. It's like, yes, take out your Thespian stage. Bring down the hammer. Okay, while... Probably, actually, the very first fruit might have been...
Oh, wow, this is the game.
Ivan really, hey, congratulations, Ivan Rodriguez.
The
Spanish Legacy Championships, becoming the Spanish Legacy Champion for this year, edging out 47 million other people in all of Spain to take the trophy. And yeah, Jonatan, like, showing all of this. This is left in my deck. I don't think this is enough to actually win the game still. Like, I have 1 Dark Depth and then 2 more sagas, and I cannot win the game from here.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. GG's.
That was one of the best, like, game 1 and 2 combined, right? Kind of. That was one of the best games that we've seen. One of the best matches that we've seen all tournament long.
Oh yeah. Damn, the Wasteland man, you know. takes it down. Takes it down.
Like, if somebody walks up to Ivan later on to just, like, shake his hands, like, yep, Wasteland. See, anyway, I started Wastelanding. I loved that so much. It was my favorite moment of the day.
Like, when I got into Legacy, I think, like, Wasteland was, like, one of the first cards that got introduced to me. And I'm so happy to see, you know, Wasteland taking down this tournament. Really, really cool.
And Death in Texas, right? The kind of deck that was gone pretty much from Legacy. I don't know. Maybe it's going to come. Like, we're going to see tomorrow, right? If you thought this was big, this was, like, really good players. tomorrow, really good players and a ton more. Like
Exactly.
I want to say we have like 200 plus players tomorrow. This is going to be a legacy record.
Oh, yeah.
Impact returns here in Naron. One of the biggest legacy events in all of Europe. Seriously, like if you consider coming here next year, do it. Like we've done it for the second year running now. We're definitely going to come back again, and just check it out. Check it out on Twitter, everywhere. Once again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors, Ultimate Guard, the City of Naron, and especially for this tournament, mtgplaymats.com. Check them out, show them some love, because seriously, without those people, this is like a black screen. You don't hear anything, and maybe at some point you read like a small article about who won. Instead, we got, I want to say, like almost 12 hours of legacy action today. Yeah. There's going to be even more legacy tomorrow, and on Sunday there's going to be the modern tournament with different casters. They're probably actually good. They know what they're doing. It's
unlike
us. Step in. It's just like okay. But now almost midnight, dude. We're going to grab some food, right?
Hopefully.
And buy some Wastelands and Texas staples.
Oh yeah.
And colorless planes.
Wastelands.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and see you tomorrow. We're starting at like 12, I believe.
I think so.
We will see. Okay.
Take it easy, everyone.